The spear felt wrong in Cale's hand, slick with his brother's blood instead of the beast's. He half-dragged, half-carried Rorik through the long grass, the familiar weight of his younger brother now a terrifying burden. Rorik's leg was a ruin of flesh and bone, shattered by the great cat they had failed to kill. It was still out there, stalking them, a silent shadow in the whispering sea of gold. Every rustle of the wind, every snap of a twig, sent a jolt of pure ice through Cale's veins. He could feel its presence, a patient, calculating hunger that promised a gruesome end under the vast, indifferent sky. Rorik groaned, his eyes clouded with pain. "Leave me, Cale. It will take us both." "Never," Kyle grunted, his own muscles screaming in protest. Loyalty was the fire that warmed their clan, the unspoken law that held them together. To abandon kin was to become less than human, a ghost on the plains. He scanned the horizon, his heart pounding a frantic rhythm against his ribs. There, a small cleft in the rocks, a shallow cave barely big enough for one. "We rest there," Cale said, forcing a confidence he didn't feel. As he settled Rorik inside the cramped space, he saw it, a flicker of movement at the edge of the tall grass. The shadow was closer now, tall and upright, not the four-legged crouch of the cat. This was something else, something worse. Panic seized him. It had tracked them. He grabbed his bloodied spear, his mind racing. He couldn't fight it and protect Rorik. He had to lead it away, sacrifice himself to give his brother a chance to live, to return to their clan and tell their story. He met Rorik's gaze one last time, a silent farewell passing between them. Then, with a defiant roar, Kyle burst from the rocks and ran, deliberately making as much noise as possible, drawing the shadow's attention. The chase was a blur of terror and exhaustion. The creature behind him was relentless, matching his every step with an unnerving grace. Finally, his lungs burning and his legs giving out, Kyle stumbled and turned to make his last stand. He raised his spear as the figure emerged from the grass, a tall, hulking silhouette against the setting sun. With all the strength left in his body, he lunged forward, plunging the flint tip deep into the creature's chest. There was a sickening crunch, and the figure fell with a guttural gasp. Kyle stood over it, panting, adrenaline and grief warring within him. He had done it. He had killed the monster. Rorik was safe. But as he stared down at his foe, the dying light caught its features, and Cale's world shattered. It wasn't a beast. It wasn't a monster. Staring up at him with wide, uncomprehending eyes was another man, a stranger from a different clan. And clutched in the man's hand was not a weapon, but a bundle of medicinal herbs, the kind their own shaman used for wounds just like Rorik's.